Throughout the Bible, several kings defied God's will or acted against his commandments, leading to their downfall. Here are 10 notable examples. 1. Pharaoh of Egypt. Exodus. The Pharaoh during the time of Moses refused to let the Israelites go despite God's direct command through Moses. His disobedience led to the 10 plagues and the eventual destruction of his army in the Red Sea. Exodus 7-14. 2. King Saul. 1 Samuel. Saul, the first king of Israel, disobeyed God by offering sacrifices that only the priest was authorized to make, and by not completely destroying the Amalekites as God commanded. His rebellion led to God rejecting him as king. 1 Samuel 13-15. 3. King Ahab. 1 Kings. Ahab, king of Israel, married Jezebel and promoted the worship of Baal, defying God. He also ignored the prophet Elijah's warnings, leading to a severe drought and eventually his downfall. 1 Kings 16-22. 4. King Solomon. 1 Kings. Although Solomon was known for his wisdom, he turned away from God in his later years by marrying many foreign wives, who led him to worship other gods. This led to God's anger and the eventual division of the kingdom. After his reign. 1 Kings 11. 5. King Jeroboam. 1 Kings. Jeroboam, the first king of the northern kingdom of Israel, set up golden calves in Bethel and Dan to prevent his people from worshiping in Jerusalem, leading Israel into idolatry. God promised judgment on his house. 1 Kings 12-14. 6. King Nebuchadnezzar. Daniel. The Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar boasted in his own power and might, refusing to acknowledge God's sovereignty. As a result, he was temporarily driven mad, living like an animal until he acknowledged God's authority. Daniel 4. 7. King Rehoboam. 1 Kings. Rehoboam, Solomon's son, ignored wise counsel and oppressed the people of Israel with harsh labor and taxes. This defiance led to the split of the kingdom and God's judgment upon his rule. 1 Kings 12. 8. King Uzziah. To Chronicles. Uzziah was a powerful king of Judah, but in his pride, he entered the temple to burn incense, a duty reserved for priests. God struck him with leprosy, and he lived in isolation for the rest of his life. To Chronicles 26. 9. King Jehoiakim. Jeremiah. Jehoiakim, king of Judah, disregarded the prophet Jeremiah's warnings and burned the scrolls containing God's messages. His rebellion led to Babylon's invasion and the destruction of Judah. Jeremiah 36. 10. King Herod Agrippa. I Acts. Herod Agrippa accepted the worship of people who called him a god instead of giving glory to the true God. As a result, an angel of the Lord struck him down, and he died from being eaten by worms. Acts 12:21-23. These kings serve as examples of the consequences of defying God's authority, with each facing punishment, destruction, or loss of their kingdoms due to their disobedience.